So one of the things to remind everyone is coding is about thinking. And I think some students, and this assignment tries to be a bit limited in that, but one of the things you need to do and get used to is practicing making a plan of attack. How are you going to go about solving a problem? How do you break it down into parts? And that is part of coding. And that is partially also why we don't give you a step-by-step, line-by-line guide on how to do this. Because you kind of want to do that yourself. You take what you learned from doing it in examples and then you translate that in other things. And it involves some experimentation. So what happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? What happens if I do that? So think about your code, and if necessary, write your code first out on paper or in comments, the steps that you're going to take, how you're breaking it down, before you write it into JavaScript or Python. Because that allows you to separate the question about what am I going to write from how am I going to write that. You saw just before that I forgot exactly how do I do a for loop in Python. That's not because I don't know what I need to do, it's because I don't do that much Python. I forgot how I do a for loop over an index in Python. I don't know if the range option is the best way of doing it. I know it does work. It gives me the numbers and that's all I need. There's probably a better way of doing it. But I don't know that one. But so it's the difference between what do you want to do and how do you say that. And when you're a beginner, you are struggling in both. And so you want to separate them out. You want to first write down as a comment, this is what I'm going to do for the entire function, and then translate them one by one. Another thing there is stick with one function. If there are some bits that, I need a function to do that. So if you do things like, okay, in your script, you're going to say, okay, I want to handle this on load and I want to render the users. At the point that you say, okay, I need to have a way of rendering my users. These are the users. You don't want to actually start, okay, I wrote this, now I am immediately going to write render users. No, you finish the current function. Render users might be a red squiggly, leave it, you'll get to that later. So you write and finish the entire function, and then are you going to go back to the red squiggly? You might then say, okay, quick fix it, create me this function. So quick fix is Alt Enter. So that's what you want to do.